Did you know that around the world, it is illegal to enter airport areas normally accessible to passengers, such as departure lounges, boarding gates, concourses, and other parts of the departure area, even if you possess valid travel documents such as, but not limited to, passports, tickets, and boarding passes when you have no intention to travel at all? What is this act called? Simple. The act is called misuse of boarding pass. Airports around the world make rules and regulations and apply the law to ensure that no one misuses their boarding pass and enter the departure areas illegally or unauthorized. However, we have two airports in this list which apply these rules and laws as hard as they can. These are Changi International Airport in Singapore and Incheon International Airport in South Korea. However, let us focus on one airport here, Singapore Changi Airport in Singapore. This airport, having been ranked as among the best in the world and among the best in Asia, has been designated as a highly protected, fortified, and heavily secured infrastructure under the Protected Areas and Protected Places Act of 1963, which was originally enacted in the year 1959. Therefore, you can only access the departure areas such as the lounges, the concourses, and the boarding gates if you have a purpose to travel to your next destination. Well, if you don't, you know what the punishment is. You will be penalized with a $1,000 fine as well as a 2-year prison term, or both, depending on the court's judgment on you in Singapore. Changi International Airport has been a witness to many incidents of boarding pass misuse over the years, and here are some of them that I will be presenting to you. Having heard of the release of the new iPhone 7, a couple met at a cafe to discuss about purchasing 2 units, one each for themselves. However, they know in common that release dates on iPhones make Apple stores in Singapore extremely crowded due to the iPhone craze and restless customers desperate to get their hands on that product. The boyfriend realizes that Changi Airport's duty-free has the iPhone 7 in stock and is the only way to avoid the crowd, to which the girlfriend agrees, as the duty-free sells them for a low price. The couple buy a one-way ticket to Kuala Lumpur on a low-cost carrier, and after checking in, they clear security and head for the duty-free, wherein they manage to get the iPhones at their expected price. However, right after the purchase, the couple did not proceed to their assigned gate and instead headed to the electronic gates at the arrival area, wherein their passports were not read by the machines. Officers from the Singapore immigration try to help them, while another officer who rechecks their passports alerts the Changi branch of Singapore Police Force on a possible case of boarding pass misuse. The couple were interrogated and informed of the offense they committed, with the officers adding of Changi's sterile or protected status. The police then escort them out of Changi for proper procedures. This incident has been dramatized in the famed Singaporean docudrama series Crime Watch. Now, what could have this couple done to avoid prison time and misuse of boarding pass? Simple answer. Right after checking in and buying the iPhone, they could have just proceeded to their boarding gate to fly to Kuala Lumpur and then enjoy some time in Kuala Lumpur, such as eating and seeing only a few spots, then returning to Singapore later at night by plane or by coach bus. That's just the common sense to avoid misuse of boarding pass. Several other incidents involve a man sending off his wife or a family sending off their loved ones at the boarding gate while still holding their boarding passes but not even traveling out of Singapore. And that is another offense committed under this PAPP law of Singapore. Gone are the days wherein you can receive and send off loved ones at the departure areas without having to face any consequences at all. These practices have long since stopped ever since tighter security measures were put in place in response to growing threats and acts of terrorism, which include Bojinka and of course the biggest of them all, 9/11. So therefore, whatever happens and whatever you do, never ever try to misuse your boarding pass and never enter the airport's departure areas when you have no intention to travel at all.